3, 2, 1.
Here we go!
Ladies and gentlemen, it is Thursday. It's just 2 more days and then it's weekend again. I am Yolanda Nell and I will be your host for today. Please stick around for today's interview as we are headed over to the Cancer Association of Namibia and talk about a very big project they are embarking on, as well as an event they are hosting this coming Saturday. Before we get into the news, today's Riddle. I have no life, but I can die. What am I? Next up, we have the news. Addressing Africa's growing plastic pollution problem requires an urgent and comprehensive systems response by governments, businesses, sustainability experts, and civil society if countries are to avoid drowning in a sea of plastic waste while also unlocking the economic benefits of proper waste management. This is the goal of the Pan-African Towards Zero Plastics to the Seas of Africa conference taking place on the 23rd until the 27th of May, which is set to bring together top decision makers across the plastics value chain, public and private sectors to formulate concrete action plans for Africa's 54 continental and island states. This Pan-African conference comes in the wake of the United Nations Environmental Assembly resolution to develop a legally binding global treaty on plastic waste by 2024. According to one of the keynote speakers, Professor Linda Godfrey, no single solution strategy would be able to solve the problem. As lead author on the CSIR and United Nations Environmental Programme's Africa Waste Management Outlook, Godfrey described Africa's current approach as dire. She said the continental and island states could not continue their business as usual outlook towards development and waste management challenges. With most landfills in Africa simply uncontrolled or controlled dump sites with an average waste collection rate of only 55% and an estimated recycling rate of only 4%, significant quantities of waste are being burnt or are leaking into the environments. This has serious economic, social, and environmental impacts. The cost of inaction for Africa will be significant, she said. This conference provides an opportunity to present the latest thinking on various solutions from regulatory to technology and education and awareness. Dimensions Data Namibia recently took in 5 new students as part of its 2022 XT student program. The 18-month program, hosted by the provider of business-to-business systems integration, information technology, and information and communication technology solutions, trains selected participants in the field of IT and enables them to apply these skills within a top working environment. This new cohort forms the 9th edition of the internship program, which has thus far seen 38 students go through the program since it was initiated back in 2006. The program introduces participants to either the Microsoft or Cisco framework and runs in 2 phases. The first 6 months lay the foundation in all things computer network and server related, and thereafter participants work to achieve the Compatia A+, N+, Server Plus, Security Plus, and Cloud Plus certification. Sporting activities help mental and physical fitness, says Bank Windhoek's head of corporate social investments and sponsorships and events, Bronwyn Moody, in preparation for the bank's relay taking place on Saturday and Sunday at the Action Arena in the capital. At the same time, national and international participants can join in the fun from anywhere in the world. The entry fee is 620 Namibian dollars per team, and all proceeds go towards hunger prevention initiatives in the country. A hybrid event facilitated by Farm Windhoek Fitness, the Bank Windhoek Relay is an inclusive 4-team racing event where participants run or walk a preset distance carrying a baton because passing it to the next teammate. Moody said that besides promoting the importance of sport, the relay is also a team building exercise. They encourage companies, schools, private teams, friends, and family to partake in this fun filled event, stocked with stalls selling foods and drinks. The prize giving will take place on Wednesday, the 18th of March in Windhoek.
Yeah, charity for kids is close to my heart. We have a project here in South Africa called Help Yach, where we feed about 8,000 children every day. So yeah, children is obviously close to my heart. I'm a dad as well. And I'm looking forward to make a difference in your country as well. So come on and have a look at the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am with the Cancer Association once again, and I love speaking to Rolf because Rolf doesn't know when to stop. Rolf, it's Voices of Hope. Tell us more about this project.
So, Yolanda and dear viewers, the Voices of Hope is a collaborative effort by Standard Bank Namibia, our anchor sponsor for the Circle of Hope psychosocial support program of the Cancer Association. Because it is not just about creating awareness, educating, screening and treating, it's also about helping mentally those who are afflicted by this disease. And especially in these very challenging times, mental health is a critical component of the healthcare paradigm. So the Voices of Hope is a joint collaborative where we are bringing in two seasoned colleagues and speakers. Kathy Skippers is the head of the Max Foundation Africa and Middle East, a dear colleague and friend. We met a few years ago at a conference, a patient organization conference actually in Oman. And we clicked immediately because we both see the urgency and the necessity of the voice of the patient. Very often we speak as leaders, as CEOs, as corporate citizens, but we forget to understand and listen to the voice of the patient, because if you don't understand what the patient goes through, how do you make it better? And then we have Lauren Pretorius, who is the CEO of Campaigning for Cancer, also in South Africa, and they are a lot busy with advocacy and the legal framework, policy change, transformation, to ensure that better policies and the legal frameworks are in place in the African context, primarily focusing on South Africa, obviously, but then assisting neighboring countries to follow in those guidelines, WHO guidelines, the local ministerial plan of action, and then to bring it all together and to help formulate national control plans and legal frameworks where our patients are protected and have access to the best possible treatment.
Who should be joining this event?
You, any one of you. If you are a caring Namibian citizen who wants to make a difference, be a volunteer, psychosocial support volunteer and caretaker. If you are a patient, if you are a family member who have been afflicted by cancer, if you are a medical support staff member, a doctor, a nurse, enrolled nurse, physiotherapist, a psychologist, a social worker, if you have a heart for healthcare and for patient support and care, then I'd like to see you there on Saturday.
Rolf, focusing again on the Cancer Association, you have been very busy. You are continuing to be busy next week with you going to Cape Town. Tell us more about the rest of the year. What does it look like for the Cancer Association?
Yes, Yolanda, I think it's one of the most flattering interviews. I'm a bit sweaty here because I was just busy getting the minibus ready, trying to install a chair that we took out for the outreaches so we can all fit in the minibus and drive down to Cape Town. If there are any transportation partners out there for flights, we would really appreciate that. But yes, we are the Cancer Association and we're going to save some money and we're going to drive down to Cape Town next week. On Monday morning, 4 o'clock, we're on the road. And we're going to be meeting with the Palliative Care Association of South Africa and then a few of the palliative care homes and oncology centers in Cape Town. Because the next part of our journey as the Cancer Association is establishing a very good, supportive and proper palliative care program. Palliation is something that is often neglected. Palliation is often frowned upon and people think that when a patient is declared palliative, they're going to die. But it is actually a way in which we want to provide a quality of life for the patient, post-treatment, rehabilitative, or if it is end of life, step down and give them a dignified journey. Especially dying of cancer can be very painful. People don't understand it. It can be emotionally traumatic and it can be quite costly. So we have been requested by many of our Namibians, why is there no palliative care or a home where patients can be cared for when they are dying of cancer? It is very costly, it is very expensive. So what we've had to do as a board and as Cancer Association is find a balance between what we can give and what we can claim from a medical aid so as not to depreciate or deplete the funds so quickly as you would do in a private hospital. Not undermining the private hospice care and hospital care, but usually a cancer patient at the end of their journey needs a lot of pain medication, emotional support, and they are bedridden for quite a while.
Wow.
So that depletes the funds very fast. So this is why the Cancer Association has also thought it wise to do proper wound care, palliative care and support care development. So the home will be a center of excellence where we have the step-down facility, end-of-life facility, rehabilitative facility, but also capacitating home care providers, family members who want to look after the family member at home. Because I think there are a lot of us, this is a Namibian culture thing, we want to rather have our loved one with us at home. But it can be draining, it can be emotionally draining, and it can be difficult if you don't know, how to turn your loved one, the body, and wash properly, bed sores can occur, and these sort of things. So this is what we want to do with the Palliative Care Center. I know that Namibians are going to support us. We really need your support now more than ever.
It also comes back to this event on Saturday. If I'm caring for someone who has cancer, who is on the end of their journey, who's going to die, I also need to have my mental health in check. I also need to be okay with that person dying.
And the reality that I always say is the moment we are birthed, the moment we are born, we start dying. We live to die. But we should never be on our deathbed and look back and say, I have not lived. And in order for us to give our loved one the best possible farewell, we need to be mentally equipped, emotionally equipped to understand what is going to happen. The counseling into death, grieving, pre-grieving, in Afrikaans noem ons dit doodsbegeleiding. And there are not many people out there who do it, but emotional guidance and spiritual guidance and physiological and biological guidance to say that this will happen next. The body will start shutting down, the body will start becoming colder. Do not be afraid if there's no more response.
Thank you so much for your time. thank you for doing what you do, for getting more ways for dignified death, if that is, because it's
a
people
reality,
people are
Yolanda. And
dying.
dear viewers, it is the absolute truth that when we take hands and we understand and we know better, we can handle it better. So it is my pleasure. Thank you for always supporting us and supporting the Cancer Association. And yes, I do want to ask the viewers and our community out there, if you do want to support us and if you want to be part of this, if you have been a previous caretaker or a nurse, you're retired, or you want to make a financial contribution or donation to help set up this program and sustain the specialist new program, please do reach out to us. We are Namibians, we get it right.
Yeah.
We can get this one right as well.
Viewers, now you know, please support the Cancer Association. Every cent goes a very long way in this company.
Yeah, well, for those not familiar with my music, I'm a folk singer and I'm a folk writer. So yeah, it's going to be a folky show, bluesy, definitely, maybe some rock and roll.
For today's recommendation, I have been waiting for 2 months for it to get here because I had to wait for a lift from South Africa. But I got these magnetic Baby J kiddie locks and it is wonderful. Let me show you how it works. So I very quickly realized that something that is baby proof is not child proof. So I don't have babies in my house anymore, and the baby proofing really looks unsightly because it's over your cupboards and it's kind of in your face. So I was looking for a product that I can actually hide away and that is more child proof, because my kids are a couple of years old already and they figured out how to unlock the cupboards with the baby locks. So I got these Baba J magnetic strips that you put inside your cupboard. It works with a magnet, so there's no drilling. It works with 3M double-sided tape, and I have to be honest, even my kids are like hammering on the cupboards to get it open and it sticks. So no drilling required. It stick and there you go. I will admit it did take me some time to actually figure out exactly how this product works. So I did go to YouTube. So you basically stick the lock onto the cupboard on the inside, and then you stick the other side of the lock on your door of the cupboard, and voila, that is pretty much what you do. Just make sure that it actually clicks when it closes, otherwise it's useless. And then all you have to do is kind of remember exactly where did you place the lock in your cupboard to actually unlock it with the magnet. And then another thing, do not lose the magnet because other magnets does not work on this. So here you can see you just click it open and voila, that is basically how this product works. I highly recommend it.
I will be performing in Namibia on the 20th and 21st of May, and it's going to be good fun. Looking forward to the concerts that we can hold. I'll have my bass player that is on tour with me. So yeah, it's going to be fun. Come and visit us.
For today's life hack, if you want to quickly clean out your microwave, simply take a lemon, cut it in half or in quarters, put it on a plate, and inside the microwave it goes. Heat it for about 15 to 30 seconds. Once you're done, wipe it clean and there you have it, brand new. Next up, Jeanette Deergaard for your Flex Minute.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, welcome to another exciting edition.
Hi everyone and welcome back to Flex Minutes. I'm Jeanette Deergaard, your presenter for Flex. Now today I'll be showing you guys glute bridges. Now listen, they look easy, they seem easy, but they are not easy when you amp it up a bit more. So if you feel like your workout is getting too easy or you're getting comfortable in it, don't worry, you can always take it a level further. Alright, so I'm going to show you guys what you can do. So on our backs, glute bridges. Glute bridges, you're just lifting up and you're squeezing those glutes, guys. That is what we're doing here. This is the basic one, all right? So for you beginners, you can do this. You can start with your glute bridge, but now let's take it up a notch, all right? So lift up that leg and there you go. There you have a glute workout where you don't need to squat, where you don't need to pick up any weights, and you're just working on those cheeks, guys. So obviously alternating between the two legs and hold it there. So if you wanna take it a level up, hold it there for a few seconds, even for a minute if you wanna do that, and or you can pulse it. For modifications, you can have it in a figure 4 position and you lift and you squeeze. Constantly squeezing, guys, squeezing those glutes, because if you don't squeeze it now, nobody would want to squeeze it later. But that brings us to the end of today's Flex Minute. I hope to see you next time.
Could you figure out today's riddle? I have no life, but I can die. What am I? A battery. We will be back again tomorrow with a brand new interview and a recommendation.